What's up, everyone? Titanian here with yesterday's war wrap-up. LNG Elite Victory 70 stars to Indo Monsters 64 stars. Let's get right into it. So the first attack we're going to show today is going to be Abby versus Karlheinz. They're number 6. It's a Town Hall 9. This attack was a GoVaLo. Drops a hog to pull the clan castle. Clan castle comes down south. Latches on to the builder's hut with a archer to get him down far enough. Poison goes down and a couple of archers to keep the dragon busy but staying inside of the poison. Drops the archer queen. Has to pop the ability. Loons go down and no wall breakers are needed at this point. 2 golems are dropped, one on either side of that wall, and then the Valks are dropped because the funnel is already made for the most part. A jump is dropped so the Valks don't go back outside and start to go towards the middle. Problem a little bit with this is that the Valks are just so fast that they get out in front of the golems. So the golems are doing less of the tanking at the moment, and those Valks are getting hit. I think a haste spell was accidentally dropped. The goal was trying to get all of those air defenses so that the Loon wrap-up would have no air defenses to go against. Right now there's 2 golems and 1 Valkyrie in the center, and that Valkyrie is going after that air defense while the Loons are coming around the sides and cleaning up any other defenses. And now we have that golem tanking. So both air defenses, the last 2 air defenses in the center are now gone, and those Loons are fighting the air sweeper. We have a couple of archers being sprinkled around to help with the cleanup, and there's only a couple of defense structures left. The golems are working on that expo in the middle, as well as has a cannon and an archer tower shooting at that golem, which is great because then the other wizards and archers can easily clean up around them. that Loon is still fighting that sweeper, and pops the ability for the king, try to get through that wall in order to get the storage and to get to that core. And the Loon is on his way and gets taken out by a seeking air mine. So at this point we have about 3 wizards left around the side, and we have a couple of archers and the king in the core. So the king has to go through some pretty sturdy walls to get to that last piece. Luckily we have some archers to help take out that storage. And that'll wrap it up for this one. Next one we want to take a look at is number 7, which was UTK versus Immortal Demon. There's also a Town Hall 9. We have a GoVaHo. We brought 2 golems, 7 Valkyries, and 13 hogs for this one. And dropped 1 hog to pull the CC troops, as well as park a archer on the builder's hut to try and pull him out. So the CC will work their way to the outside, and happens to drop the archer on another builder's hut, which is pulling the CC all the way across the map to the other side. This usually isn't a good idea, but it didn't seem to make a difference in this attack due to the Valks and the hogs make easy work of this base. Pops that ice trap with a golem and drops wizards, so all of the CCs are pretty much focused on that golem, or both of the golems actually, and the wizards take them out pretty easily with a poison spell attached to them. So the jump goes down to make sure that the Valks decide to go into the base and gives them easy access to the base instead of having to work through the walls. The king works his way after popping his ability, and the Valks, there's lots of Valks in the core, taking out the town hall and those air defenses, and drops a heal to keep them up, and as the hogs come from the north and just work on all of the other defenses around. We have 1 more heal, and we actually brought a skeleton spell, which is pretty interesting. So the last heel comes down. There's a lot of hogs left, way too many for them, and as well as the skeleton spell drops and keeps that cannon pretty busy, and all those skeletons work through some of the structures pretty quickly. So from here it's just pretty much wrap up, and we'll move on to the next one. Good job, UTK. So the next one is going to be Dominic Torreto versus ksatria Naga, number 10. And it was also another Town Hall 9, and used a GoVaWiz. So we brought a bunch of one golem, a bunch of Valkyries, and a bunch of wizards. So we pull out the clan castle, which is always a good piece. A lot of times the clan castle will mess up a raid, so it's always good to make sure you pull them before going in, unless you know you can take them as you're going into the core and you plan for that. So we drop down the poison, and the dragon stands in it for a while. I guess flies in it. Drops a couple of wizards to try and help bring those CC troops down, and I think the dragon ends up with about 1 hit left, and Dominic decides to stop wasting time with the dragon and start with his core attack. So the golem goes down in the south, and another wizard to help starting to funnel, and the king goes down to help funnel, and the queen as well. And the king starts to follow structures around the outside, and that dragon makes his way in just in time to die. Golem is still holding on to all of the defensive structures, tanking for him, and the Valks go into the core. Rage is dropped to help push those Valks through the walls, and a Tesla farm pops up next to the town hall. Luckily, most of the Valks decide to go in that direction and make quick work of those. Town hall goes down. Heel goes down to keep those Valks going up. They decide to go through the wall because the queen was standing on the other side of the wall. As more Valks are a little bit to the right, along with some wizards. And there's just a lot of Valks here. That was a great placement of the heel, because it keeps these Valks staying healed as they're trying to work through some of these walls. So at this point, looks like about 5 or 6 wizards left. The queen is up still, and there's probably about 5 Valks still running around just for cleanup. There's about 4 structures left. He drops the heel for the queen to keep her up, as it's very beneficial because she could shoot over the walls instead of the Valks having to go through the walls. At this point, he ends up with a 3-star, and good job, Dominic Torreto. That'll wrap it for today. You guys have a great day.